Alright, doing a video, first impressions of US Express. My last video, my first video for US Express was about the US Express agility test, because that was the one thing that I was wondering about during orientation and everybody was kind of freaking out about. So, yeah, if you have any questions about that, you can check that out. But basically, right now, you know, I'm still in training. We have to do 175 hours on the road. I'm at about 120 or so right now, but we're coming in for Christmas break. So I guess my first impressions are basically, I think it's a pretty good company. This is actually my first trucking company, but I've been in transportation for 10 years. And they just seem, I guess the biggest complaint, you know, I went to Google reviews, and the biggest complaint that I saw was two things. One of them was home time, and one of them was that once you get hired, you're treated as a number. So I guess the response to that is, you know, if you're new like me, you don't have the experience to find a job that's local, which there's a lot of them here, but they want six months to 2 years over the road experience. I mean, if you don't have that experience, then yeah, you know, you're gonna have to do a job that might not require as much home time as you would like. But I mean, you gotta pay your dues. You know, I mean, unless you're lucky, you could find something that's cool. But until then, I mean, this is what I gotta do. I'm eventually gonna do something local. So I guess the other thing is, as far as you're treated like a number, I haven't really had that experience. I've actually gotten, during my training, probably about 4 phone calls from 4 different people. I don't even know who they are, and I'm bad with names, but just calling and saying, hey, how's it going out there? You doing okay? Blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I had a question the other day. Some random guy from US Express called me and was like, how's it going out there? And I had a question, and he referred me to, he sent an email while I was on the phone to another guy, and that guy actually called me within 1 minute of getting off the phone. And then, you know, my training coordinator is cool. So, but at the same time, you know, this is an independent job. Like, when you're on your own, this is a job for people that want to be on their own, really. So, to me, getting treated like a number is not a big deal, because they could see me as a number, but I just see them as a paycheck. Like, I'm not, I guess it's like, if you want a job where you're gonna be like making friends, and you want to be popular and stuff, and you want people to really get to know you on a personal basis, maybe trucking isn't for you. But if you are an independent person, you like working on your own, then I don't really see the problem. So I'm not sure what that complaint was all about. But I mean, for example, you know, I kind of feel like they go out of their way a little bit, you know, because during your training you get paid $70 while you're on the truck a day, and $50 a day when you're not on the truck, like if you have home time. But, you know, like my trainer has some, you know, personal issues right now where he can't leave the state of Texas. So I've been out of the truck a lot. I've been at home quite a bit more than most people, but my training coordinators kept me on the truck. And so instead of doing the $50 a day, I'm making $70 a day every day, no matter what, which is really cool, because they don't have to do that. They could be really technical and say, well, you're at home, so $50 instead of 70. But they haven't done that. She said over the Christmas break, I'm still going to be at the 70 all the way through. So, you know, I really appreciate that. During orientation, everybody was cool. You know, everybody that I've really come across has been really friendly. The only negative I can really think of is the hotel that you stay at. If you have a car, there's a plus and a minus here. If you have a car, I would probably bring it, because we would get out of class at 5 o'clock every day. One time the hotel didn't pick us up till 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. and you have to be downstairs at like 4 or 5 in the morning at the hotel. So to sit there for 3 hours and it was raining, like, that's not cool. I wish I would have brought my car. But at the same time, a guy from my orientation, the very first night, his truck got stolen from the parking lot. They found it the very next day, and it had been stripped, and it was a complete loss. So bring it at your own risk, because it might get stolen. But at the same time, you might have to wait for 3 hours if you don't. The hotel is not very good. Breakfast is awesome. Aside from that, customer service leaves a lot to be desired. So, so up till now, I would recommend US Express. You know, that's you know, I haven't really seen any problems as of now. You got to pay your dues somewhere. You got to. You know, that's just the way it is. You know, in this type of industry, you're not going to start off they're not going to hand you the keys to a truck and say, here you go. You know, it doesn't work that way. So I will tell you that from talking to a lot of experienced drivers, Swift is like the bottom of the barrel. Like, do not go to Swift. I can't even express how many horror stories that I've heard about Swift. And I almost went to Swift. I was almost in there until these people called me. Like, I had my foot in the door. Don't do it. I wouldn't do it, just from what I've heard. Everybody else, every other company aside from Swift, I just hear there's different pluses and minuses. Some places have more home time, some people have less home time, some people pay a little bit more per mile, some people have newer vans, some trucks, some people don't. So I mean, you know, just take all that into